Okay, here's an update. I fixed the water leaks. My other videos I talked about the sunroof leaking inside, so I fixed that. I actually had to ask a body shop for that since it was a little difficult for me. Not a little, but a lot. But I did took out the interior, the carpets, the seats. Okay, and the problem with the sunroof was that there is a drain hole here and the one on the other side. I think there are also some on the back, for this one for this side and one for this side. So the drain tubes go from here inside here, and then they empty out through those drain plugs right here. In my case they were clogged, but a second problem was that the tubes were disconnected from the drain, from the actual drain on both sides. And I also, when I took out the carpeting, I also noticed that these drain tubes that go out underneath, I know that they can be, just, they didn't look too good. The paint was dry and it was, falling apart, and I could see the actual plugs. So I just to be sure, so I didn't want to do this job a second time. I just sealed those. There were some here, and there are two on this side. I used RTV Ultra Black sealant. I just used it. It worked for me. Okay. And so you see those drains. There's also some in the trunk. When you take out the wheel, you can see some in the trunk. There were like 5 or 6 of them there. Okay. Since my car was hit in the back, the back panels were disconnected. I mean, dislodged somewhere, misplaced. So I had to ask body shop to help me realign those. And the leak was better, but there was a leak still after that. So they actually had to put some sealant in between the panels. Okay, so there were some here on this side. This is how they were supposed to look. Nice, but they didn't, so I had to do that. Also some here, and this side was leaking here too. Here's the drain. It was leaking all over here. There was a puddle on that side and in the back. So now it's all good. And another leak that I found myself was, let me show you. There was a leak up there somewhere. There was a leak up there, so I had to go in here and ask someone to put some water on top so I can see where it's leaking, and I did find it. Let me show you where it was. So the leak was right here. So this is the box, plastic box, with all the wiring from the, I don't know, those computer modules go out, and they go somewhere there and there. So the place where this box connects to the panel right there was leaking. So I took it out, cleaned all of this, put some RTV sealant. For this one I actually used just the plain RTV sealant because I just used that for this one, and put on top I put a second layer just to be sure this ultra black RTV sealant. Okay, it worked. It doesn't leak anymore, and I would advise you, if you have a problem with this, just take out this assembly for the wipers. Okay. So, but it was still leaking on this side. So this is the cover for the air filter. So I was thinking that this place is leaking, and I took out the box, the housing for the air filter, cabin air filter housing, and put some sealant underneath there and between where it sits between the panel, and there was still a leak. So I thought I didn't do a good job, but it turned out that I did do a good job. The actual leak was right here. It's hard to see right now, but okay, yeah. So this place right here is where one, I guess, body panel meets another one. And just to give you, it's hard to see now because I covered that with RTV sealant. Just to give you an idea how it looks. It kind of looks like this. One piece of something sits on top of another one, and I didn't see any other places where it could leak, so I thought the water was getting in between those two. So I put some of this sealant right on top there, and I'm just showing you an example how it looked up there. So let me show you what I did. So I put sealant in this place right here. There was two body panels meeting together, and I just in case I put it all the way up here, from here up there, and even went to the best of my abilities underneath that. There's some space you can reach. I had to take out this to make my job easier. I spent a lot of time doing that. Okay, and just to be sure, I did it on this side too. You can see all this right here, right there. So let's stop the leak. So, okay. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer to the best of my ability what I know about this. Okay. Let me think. I think that's it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, there was a lot of debate whether you need to disconnect the battery when you take out the seats, because under the seats there are some connectors for your airbag. That's the airbag module right there, I guess. And there's a connector for airbag, I guess, to the seat. I think it's this actually, I'm not sure. But there was a lot of debate whether you should disconnect the battery and wait for the system to discharge so you can safely work around this area. And so I did that just to be sure. There's an actual airbag. There's a connector here too. There's a connector on that side. Oh yeah, there was another leak that I forgot to mention. This part where this rubber sits on top of the door panel. So once the water was getting from this side inside, not a lot, but still it was leaking. So when the rain was pouring, the water would go here, 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 and just since the door is closed, it kind of accumulates at this place, and the seal and there's this rubber was not good, so it was penetrating inside. I used RTV for this too. You can see right here. I did on all sides just to be sure. I think this one was the one that was leaking the most. Yeah. So this side. And this side too. And that side. Yeah. So if you're gonna take this apart, you need to take out the front seats first, and then this seat. These go down. You have to unlock them. I actually took those assemblies from the headliner. You can take this apart, but it's a pain. There's some kind of button you have to open up with a screwdriver to get it off. And I wouldn't recommend a car with a sunroof after this one, or what I had to experience. It's fun to have the sunroof, but after this it's not worth it, but it's still fun. Yeah, I think that's it. I had to take out the cover here, plastic cover there, all of this stuff. There are some good posts on Volkswagen Vortex online that you can find the steps how to do all of this. And yeah, okay.